Hello and welcome to the Dragon's Lair Christmas Quiz 2023 with your host Lee G. Without further ado, let us crack on with questions from the Dragons. So, first of all, the rules. There is 1 point per question. Even if there are 3 answers, 4 answers, 5 answers, there is 1 point per question. If there are 3 answers needed, you need all 3 to get the question. Do not cheat. Your mommy told you not to. Your granny told you not to. So do not cheat. You will only be cheating yourself. But we do insist that if you are competing with other people, that you do your damnedest to put them off. So enjoy it. It's not brain surgery. We're not improving the Cardiff defence. Christ knows that would take so much longer. So if you're playing in with drinking rules, it's 1 finger per wrong answer. 2 if you fail to answer any question at all and neck your drink. If your friends think that that's a ridiculous answer that you have put on your sheet. Okay, so let's crack on with the quiz. So what we've got is 15 questions for players. So question 2 will be regarding a hooker, and question 8 is regarding the number 8, etc., etc. So they're 15 positionals, and then a couple of trivia questions and a tiebreak at the end. Okay, let's go. So, starting with your type 5. Question 1. Rhys M. Thomas always had the M on the team sheet, but what did the M stand for? In other words, what is Rhys M. Thomas's middle name? What is Rhys M. Thomas' middle name? Question 2. Which hooker has made 180 appearances for the Dragons? That's which hooker has made 180 appearances for the Dragons? Question 3. Who has a player journey that looks like this? Bath, then Ospreys, then Claremont, then Dragons, then Wales, and now coach for the Dallas Jackals. So whose player journey is Bath, Ospreys, Claremont, Dragons, Wales, and then coach for the Dallas Jackals. Question 4. How tall is Luke Charteris in meters? That's how tall is Luke Charteris in meters? And question 5. What was the name of Reinhard Landmann's very first youth team? So Reinhard Landmann's youth team, what was their name? Okay, onto the back row. So name a flanker with 119 appearances, a degree in finance and accounting, and who is currently contact area coach for Llandovery. So that's a flanker with 119 appearances, a degree in finance and accounting, currently contact area coach for Llandovery. Open side flanker. Which Dragons flanker has a father who got sent off against England in 1980 and never played for Wales again? So we need the name of the Dragons flanker, not his father. What's the name of the Dragons flanker whose father got sent off against England in 1980 and then never played for Wales again? And then question 8, who is this? Okay, on to the backs. Halfbacks. Whose player journey looks like this? Bath, then the Warriors, Dragons, 45 appearances for the Dragons, then Gloucester, and then Cardiff. So that's Bath, the Warriors, Dragons, Gloucester, and Cardiff. And I should have also thrown Wales in there as well. Made some Wales appearances in there as well. 10. In 2006-07 season, which USA international outside half scored 11 points in 13 appearances for the Dragons? That's 2006 season, USA international outside half, 11 points in 13 games. Okay, outside backs. Name the winger who is the club's top try scorer. The name of the winger who is the club's top try scorer. 12. Where, and that's which town or city, was Nick Tompkins' granny born, qualifying him to play for Wales? So Nick Tompkins had a season with the Dragons last year. And which town or city was his granny born in? 13. Former Dragons centre Tyler Morgan is currently playing for which French team? So Tyler Morgan is currently playing for which French team? 14. Tom Pridey played 12 times for the Dragons, but how many minutes had he played for the Ospreys before his international call-up? So he played for the Ospreys before he played for the Dragons. How many minutes on the pitch did he have before his international call-up? And 15, Percy Montgomery, the legend that is, made his international debut against the British and Irish Lions, but at what position? So fullback Percy Montgomery made his international debut against the British and Irish Lions in what position? Okay, let's have a look at some trivia questions then. Who were the first opponents for the Newport Gwent Dragons, as they were back then, in the Celtic League? Who were the first opponents for the Dragons in the Celtic League? 17. Who was the Dragons' first captain? So in that first season, way back in 2003, who was the Dragons' first captain? 18. Name the assistant coach for the first year of the Dragons in 2003-04. So that's the first assistant coach for the first year of the Dragons, 2003-2004. 19, you're going to love this one. In what year was the first floodlit game played at Rodney Parade? So what year was the first floodlit rugby game played at Rodney Parade? Trust me, you will be shocked on that one. And number 20, which legend has scored the most points for the Dragons? That's which legend has scored most points for the Dragons. And if you need a tiebreak question, if things are getting a little bit close and you want to be competitive, your tiebreak question for the Dragons is, according to the URC stats, how many tackles did the Dragons make in the 2022-23 season? How many tackles did the Dragons make in the whole of the 22-23 season? Okay, so just before we move on to the answers, just want to say Dragons Lair podcast covers all things Dragons related and Gwent Rugby with Gav the Dragon. You can find us on social media, on Twitter or X and on Facebook, and you can chat to us there. More than happy to have conversations with you there. If you want to listen to us, we're on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and we're also available on the Sports Social Podcast Network, which is a great place to find all sorts of other podcasts as well, by the way. And should you wish to see us in person, YouTube is the place to find us. We're on the Rap channel. We're all part of the Rock family. So we're on the Rap YouTube channel where you're viewing this now, and you'll find our podcasts there, usually later in the week, Thursday or Friday. And you'll be very welcome to subscribe and like our videos because it makes us feel happy and warm inside. So let's crack on with some answers. So the answers to your forwards questions. Question number 1. Rhys M. Thomas Always had the M on the team sheet. What did the M stand for? It was Muir. M-U-I-R. Rhys Muir-Thomas. Which hooker made 180 appearances? That was Steve Jones. Steve Jones made 180 appearances. Question 3. So we had a player journey going Bath, Ospreys, Claremont, Dragons, Wales. Now coach of the Dallas Jackals. Who are we talking about? Aaron Jarvis. Question 4. How tall was Luke Charteris? 2.06 meters. And you need to have that in meters, not in feet, because that's what it's listed as on the website, and we can't be bothered to do the changeover. So 5. What was the name of Reinhard Landman's very first youth team in South Africa? He played for the Mighty Elephants. Just the best name for a side ever. Okay. Blindside then, flanker with 119 appearances, degree in finance and accounting, currently contact area coach for Llandovry, doing very well. Thank you very much. That would be Nick Cudd, whose father got sent off against England in 1980. That'll be Jamie Ringer. So Paul Ringer was his dad. There was some debate around, you know, was he the first in the Five Nations and all that kind of stuff? Was he the first Welshman to get sent and all that? It was notorious. It was a hell of a match. But yeah, Jamie Ringer was Paul Ringer's boy. And who was that in the picture? Of course, Ross Moriarty. If you did not get that, give your heads a wobble. Okay, on to the backs then. So in the backs, we had another player journey. So Bath, the Warriors, then the Dragons, 45 appearances for the Dragons, Gloucester, Cardiff, and he also played scrum half. Did he play Lions? I'm sure he played Lions as well. Gareth Cooper is who we were looking for there, but those are a club. That was his club journey, certainly. Question 10, outside half. Which USA international in 2006-07 scored 11 points in 13 appearances? Mike Hercus. So 11 points in 13 appearances. Awesome. Okay, name the winger who is the club's current top try scorer. That would be Aled Brew with 43 tries. Where was Nick Tompkins' granny born? She was born in Wrexham. Which club does former Dragon centre Tyler Morgan now play for? Tyler Morgan is now playing for Biarritz. And Tom Friday played 12 times for the Dragons. How many minutes did he play for the Ospreys before he got an international call-up? 7 minutes. He was literally played 7 minutes before getting called into Warren Gatland's squad. And he thought it was a bit of a wind-up from his mates. Which position did Percy Montgomery make his debut against the British and Irish Lions? Percy Montgomery played his first international game at outside centre. He was in the 13 shirt in the test in July 1997. Okay, your trivia answers then. Who did the Dragons play in the first game of the Celtic League? That was the Scarlets, who they lost 35-11 away at Stradey Park. And question 17, who was the club's first captain? That was Andy Marinos. Question 18, who was the assistant coach in year 1? That was Clive Griffiths, who then went on to coach defence with Wales. Question 19, in what year was the first floodlit game played at Rodney Parade? So by all means, argue with me on this one if you want, but the first floodlit game was played at Rodney Parade, 1879. October 1879, apparently, is when it was. That's what I find in research, but if you can find any different, please let me know, but that's what we can see so far. And club's top point scorer is, of course, Jason Tubby with 974 points. Okay, if you need a tie break to split your decision as to who is the best dragon on the table. Okay, and the answer to your tie break, if you needed to separate the wheat from the chaff, etc., etc., etc. How many tackles did the Dragons make in the 22-23 season? 2,706. That's according to URC stats. So we all know that sometimes stats can be a little bit difficult to work around, but 2,706 is the answer you're being given. And if you've got anything different, by all means, feel free to argue below. Okay, so just wanted to say have a great Christmas from everyone in the Dragons Lair family. It's been an absolute belting start to our first season. So we are part of the Rat family. So do please give us a listen and give the Rat Boys a listen. It's a lot of fun, but it wouldn't be anything if you guys weren't listening. So a big thank you to all, and have a lovely Christmas and a great new year. Thank you very much.